Hey everyone, welcome to my Florida garden that fills my entire backyard and is focused on attracting butterflies and pollinators and supporting their life cycles. Today I'm going to show you a few projects I worked on yesterday, and we're going to plant some seedlings. And one of my joyful butterfly orders came in yesterday. I'll show you what I bought. And there should be another order coming today. And if it arrives in time, I'll show you what's in that one. And of course, we'll take our casual Friday walk through my garden to see what's new and blooming. Oh, and I made some updates in my garden room. I'm going to take you in there and show those to you. And there's probably going to be some cute caterpillars. Yesterday it was really windy outside. We had a cold front come through. So I did a little bit of potting in my garden room. And this is just a pretty little bowl. It has no drain. And I planted some of my sleepy hibiscus seedlings in it just to see how they'll do and how they'll grow. I'm doing a lot of experimenting with my native wildflowers, especially the wetland ones, because I love having them in my garden. So I'm trying to find different ways to pot them up to include them. I also tried putting a scarlet hibiscus in a mason jar, and they'll be easy to move out if they don't, work well, but it's just to see, how they'll grow, how they'll thrive. Will they stay small because they're in a small container? Will they still flower? Lots of things like that. Because I love a good garden experiment. Then I potted 2 of my dwarf Mexican sunflowers and then surrounded them with some of the Zinnias seedlings that I had grown in my garden room in those little cups. So I just put them in plantings, and they're still here in my garden room under a grow light so that my little garden friends will not eat them. So I'm going to let them get a little bit taller, because what I've noticed is in my garden I have some potted zinnias and nobody's eating those. So I'm encouraged that if I keep them inside and protect them until they get bigger, they'll make it to this. I also started some more seeds in the little cups. Those are all different types of, you know what's so funny? I didn't put a tag on it because I said to myself, oh, I'll remember what those are. And I will when they come up. What did I plant in here? They're probably zinnias, but I don't think they are. Okay, I'll think about it. I'll let you know. And I had a little potted Georgia aster, and you know how much I love those. And there were little babies coming up in the same pot, so I separated them out and put them in their own little cups, and they should be just fine. They look like this one here looks a little unhappy, but they should perk up because I did the same thing the other day, and now they are looking great. And these are Georgia asters. They get the most beautiful flowers. I'll put a picture of one up if I can find it. And I also started some verbena seeds. I did put tags in these. Why I didn't put tags in the other one, I don't know. And these are supposed to be cold stratified, and I did not cold stratify them. However, the seed packets have been sitting out here in my garden room and experiencing all the cold temperatures. So hopefully some of them will germinate. If they don't, I have more seeds and I still can difficult to stratify them. And I also want to show you right here, I planted some of the borage, you know, that word, not rue. You love how I reuse my tags. Look at this one. It's been like scratched out multiple times. Anyway, look at how cute they are. So I'm excited that they germinated and now I have seedlings, and hopefully they'll grow up and they'll get out in my garden. And I think I'm gonna try and start some more of those seeds. Oh, I forgot. I potted a third one of the dwarf Mexican sunflower pots. It's just down here at the other end in my garden room. I remembered what these are. They're these. Zinnia, Marylandica, Zahara, double fire. Oh, I should plant some of these in the garden of snow and fire. All right, so hopefully they'll come up. I'm just gonna put this right down here. And then we'll remember who they are. You guys, my little, oh my gosh. I know who these birds are. Thrashers. They are taking turns in the bird bath. I'm guessing they might be a couple. Of course, my monstera leaf is in the way, but this is as close as I want to get. Okay, I think they're done now. You guys, I need to organize my photos on my phone. I just went to find that picture of the little Georgia aster to put up for you to see. It took me almost a half an hour to find it. I'm not kidding. Yeah, so I just made a project plan for myself in my little journal and made all the headings and categories I want to organize them into, so I'll be able to find photos better. And all the photos that I put up in here were taken by me in this garden. And anyway, guess how many photos I have on my phone. Guess. Just go down in the comments and just type your number, your guess, and I'll let you know if you were close or not even. Okay, next we're gonna plant some seedlings for butterflies, and we're gonna put some more Mexican sunflowers in the garden, and I have one little goldenrod seedling. I have this little space kind of right down here by this drain pipe that comes off of the Florida room. And you can see that empty dirt spot right there. There's some taller shrubs. There's some goldenrod up there that'll get really tall. There's a Jamaican caper. There's a firebush. There's a snow square stem, and they're all kind of small in here, but they're going to grow up and get tall. But what can get even taller are Mexican sunflowers. And so we're going to plant some of the seedlings right in there, and then they'll grow up and they'll pop out behind all of these things, because the bottoms of Mexican sunflowers tend to get super straggly and not so pretty looking, but they'll be hidden behind all those other fabulous shrubs. So let me go get those cute little seedling babies. All right, I'll grab 2 Mexican sunflowers. And then remember this from the last video? Well, right here on the end, let me set those down. Just sit there for a minute, little Mexican sunflowers. This is a goldenrod. I think it's a Chapman's goldenrod, maybe. So we'll put this and these 2 guys in there, and they'll be absolutely beautiful together. All right, this is a different type of goldenrod, but I will put the goldenrod in right about here, and then the 2 Mexican sunflowers further down. Let's try and soften up and get some of the pine bark that's out of here, because these little roots might have a hard time pushing through that. Made it a little bit too deep. You hear my little ray. Oh, you want to stay standing. There you go. Nope, stand up. Nope, stand. It does not want to stand up. Everything back here is full of pine bark. Let me go grab some potting soil to fill in around it. Oh yeah, this will be good. I'm going ahead and adding some potting soil around this one too. Okay, there we go. 1, 2, and the little goldenrod. Now let's go in my garden room and I'll show you my first joyful butterfly order that came in this year, because they've just started their spring shipping. I love them. I have an affiliate link to them. I'll put it in the pinned comment right under this video. There'll be a comment. If you want to shop through them, you can use my link. I would so appreciate it. It is an affiliate. Okay, let's go see what I bought. You'll be so surprised. Here it is. Look. It's all pipevine for my Pollinators swallowtails. This is all going to stay in here. It gets decent sun where I have it set in my garden room, but if it needs more, I can put some grow lights on it. The reason why I'm leaving it in here is because I'm going to use it to feed adorable little Pollinators swallowtail caterpillars. I'll use it to feed pipevine swallowtail caterpillars too, if I get any. I just went out and checked at the front door, and yes, my second Joyful Butterfly order is there. It's in the box. Let's go unbox it and see what I bought. It's going to be fun for me too, because I placed these orders a while ago, and again, they don't ship till spring. So, you know, I kind of forgotten what I got. Okay, here we go. I went on the Nectar category on their website, and I just picked out a bunch of Nectar favorites in the hopes of putting them in pots around my garden and attracting more butterflies. So let's see who I got. This one looks interesting. Alrighty then. These are all the plants from the Nectar category. that I bought. Let's see. This is a wild lupine. I have one of these before and it did not do well, but we're going to try again, and it's going to stay in a pot. This little cutie is a foxglove beard tongue. Oh, I have some other beard tongues in my Florida native wildflower garden. And this is, oh, this is what I just planted the seeds for, the hoary vervain. Well, if my seeds don't start, at least I'll have this one. This one makes me want to go have a salad. Look at these leaves, they're beautiful. Although it's probably not edible, I don't know. I saved the eating of my joyful butterfly plants for the caterpillars. Tall thistle. Oh yeah, this is supposed to be hugely popular with pollinators. This fabulous plant is a Zebrina mallow. And you know I'll be keeping all their cute little tags with them. Next we have a wild blue indigo. I have a native white indigo out in my garden. It's getting ready to bloom. I'm going to show it to you when we do our garden walk at the end of the video. We've got a clustered mountain mint, and let me tell you, this smells so good, like from afar. Oh my goodness, it's so good. It's real minty and fresh. I love it. Wild bergamot, bee balm. And then this is the last of the nectar, purple top vervain. So I'm excited I'm going to do planters with these all kind of together in different combinations. I still have to find the planters, but as per the directions, these guys have to sit out and acclimate to Florida climate. So they'll be in here for a little while, getting used to everything. So it's going to be a while before we do that project, but it will happen. And then I also got a load of bronze fennel. I have it all stacked up right here. And it also needs to sit and get acclimated. It'll all stand up. I'll give everybody a nice drink. And the bronze fennel is going to be for finishing the project I started this week with these raised planters. Remember this? Yeah, that's a work in progress. And that bronze fennel is going to be part of it. But again, it's got to sit and get acclimated to Florida, my Florida garden. Let's go take a walk through my garden and we'll see what's blooming. I'll show you that white indigo is gorgeous. And then I'll take you inside and show you the little changes I made in my garden room, and maybe we'll see some caterpillars. We'll start right here in the Florida wildflower garden. These are all native wildflowers, and I have a random variety of them. They're all native to Florida. And this is my white indigo, and it is just spectacular. Look at it. I love this plant. I loved it last year. I was so thrilled when I saw its long stem shooting up from the ground, letting me know it was coming back again for another year. And then right behind it, beautiful starry rosinweed, fabulous butterfly attractor. And then right here is the absolutely gorgeous lyre leaf sage Look at them all together. I love it. There's a lot of other plants coming up in my Florida wildflower garden, my Florida native wildflower garden, but they're still now just growing back out of dormancy from the winter season. So we'll be visiting regularly as more and more of them pop up. The Garden of Snow and Fire is looking fabulous. It's filling in so nicely. Some places you can hardly see dirt below. I love it. Some of my snow square stems are starting to bloom. This is the garden where everything in here I grew from seed, but I also scattered a bunch of seed, and there's not a lot, but there are some little seedlings coming up here and there. So that's gonna be fabulous. The zinnia raised bed, I don't know, y'all. I just don't know. I feel like every time I come, there's even fewer. One time there were 6, now there are 4, but I threw some more seeds in, so there's more coming up. We'll see what happens. Right after that is one of my wetland gardens, and in there is some scarlet hibiscus coming up. I've got cutleaf coneflower, prairie coneflower, twin flower. There's some snow square stem in there. There is Stokes aster in there, and all of those will get beautiful flowers on them. It's going to be gorgeous. Most of them have been dormant and are just now growing back. And here is my larger wetland garden. And oh my gosh, y'all, a Gulf Fritillary just flew through. Oh my gosh, my heart is happy. I'm watching it, hoping it'll land. Oh, look, 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 look. Oh my gosh. It is so rare that I see these now. Oh my goodness, I am just thrilled. And I'm thrilled that it decided to come while I was out here filming. Okay. So this was my swamp milkweed garden until rats started eating all of my swamp milkweed that was growing back. So if you've been watching regularly, you know what's been going on with that, and that I moved most of the swamp milkweed out. There is some in there. So then these are all wetland Florida natives. There's some clustered bushmen in here, Elliott's aster, narrowleaf sunflowers. The pentas garden, still looking spectacular. Rudbeckia hirta, the yellow. There's more and more flowers coming in, and there's a lot more buds coming on this same plant. My little wetland pot here that's got the scarlet hibiscus in it. The scarlet hibiscus has grown like a champ and seems very happy there. I'm so excited to see it flower. My potted host trees are still pretty much dormant. The red maples really come out of dormancy, but the wild black cherry, sassafras, sugarberry, they're all still dormant. My tulip poplar, the wafer ash right here has got tiny, tiny bits of growth on it. So yay, that's a host plant for the giant swallowtail. Still one of my favorite corners of the garden because of this cluster of pentas and tropicals. I love it right here. It's right here beside our garden chairs. My Malaysian orchid is struggling a little bit. It does not like the cold, but I'm hoping we're through most of it, and then I'll trim off the damaged leaves and we'll get it going again. This Bahama senna is in full bloom. I've seen sulfur butterflies all over it. Hopefully we'll have some caterpillars soon. This privet senna has grown back so fabulously from being ravaged by Hurricane Milton. I'm just so thrilled with how it's growing in and filling out, putting on a lot of new branches and leaves ready to feed sulfur caterpillars. And look how cute this little wild lime tree is. Now I'm purposefully shaping this tree to keep it on the small side because they can get really big. And so far it's coming out really well. You can see it does have a nice round shape to it. This is a host plant for like a whole lot of things, but my main purpose for it is for eastern tiger swallowtail butterflies. My butterfly pea is growing back nicely too, and look at those seeds. I love it when the seed pods open. Let's just go ahead and help you drop those so they can grow. Butterfly pea is host plant to long-tailed skippers. I saw one in my garden this morning. It was so wonderful to see. Little Jamaican caper, bigger Jamaican caper growing in nicely. And then my anise plant, more butterfly pea, lots and lots of wild petunia, my fiddlewood, some Biden's alba coming up on its own back there. I love it. A cute puppy sitting in her garden chair. This is where I have a bunch of red pentas that'll one day be making their way to the nectary. There's already some there, so if you're wanting them, they're there. This is the Georgia aster that I took all those babies out of. They were all in this pot I showed you earlier in this video. The one with the purple flower, it took me a half hour to find. That one. This nectar garden's looking really good. This verbena, oh my gosh, still such a hit. I tried taking a cutting in to see if I can root it that way, as well as I'm trying to watch for and collect seeds because I want this in my garden always. It's so pretty. There's a couple blooming Mexican sunflowers. Butterfly favorite. I love this little row of mostly pink tropical sage right here. And then these are the little Mexican sunflowers. Look, they're blooming. These are the ones that came up on their own. Remember when I put these two trellises in and ran the passiflora incense up them right behind my compost pile? Look how much they've grown in. We just need to get some Gulf Fritillary and zebra longwing eggs on them. See who's over there? That is a stray kitty. Well, I don't know that he's a stray, but he's like somebody's outdoor cat because it's beautiful. It's a beautiful cat and it looks very healthy, but I'm like always very friendly to it. I haven't patted or anything. This is as close as we get. But I'm hoping it's going to, you know, visit my garden once in a while and do a little rat chasing. One day I came out and it was sleeping under my split leaf, so I do know it comes into my garden. This is my current plan for thwarting things that try to eat my seedlings. Look, you can see the tops of the seeds were eaten off. So I put this over it. I'm going to reseed these pots here. This one is growing, and since I put these over it, those have all grown in and nothing's eaten them. I've got a similar setup here, same thing. Look at the seedlings coming up and nothing's eating them. I've got my rock holding on one of these. These are from those shell units that, I mean, I've used these things for so many things. They're so handy for gardeners. My huge split leaf. You know, there's something I think about, like having a garden, especially of things with huge leaves, but just so many plants. Can you imagine the quality of oxygen that's happening here in my backyard? I mean, as compared to a yard that's full of nothing but grass that gets treated with chemicals. I get to breathe all that in. And you can too when you fill your backyard with glorious plants. And look how pretty this coral honeysuckle is with the tropical sage. What a neat color combination. Got pots of zinnias set out here and there, about to bloom. Hopefully soon we'll have butterflies landing on them for nectar. I am so ready for the butterflies. I just think about how often they're in my garden years past, and I just expected them to be here because they always are. And this year, they're not, at least not very many. It's amazing how much a hurricane can set back nature. Here's my shade garden, rouge plants, my other wild black cherry tree, shaped similarly to the one we just saw. Look at all those fresh green leaves, just waiting for eastern black swallowtails to lay eggs on them. My well-used bird bath. Oh, look, my wild indigo, or false indigo. False indigo. The other one's the wild indigo. Look, it's putting up a spring sprig. A sprig of spring. Oh my gosh, that's great to see. And my sassafras tree is just gorgeous. Best spring show it's done in my garden so far. We're back up front now, but I just want you to see, look at that bronze fennel. Remember the surgery I had to do to move it? Well, it survived just fine, and it is thriving in its new, deeper pot. And then these guys, oh my gosh, we dropped down to the 40s 2 nights in a row. So I covered them. I left them out here in their little enclosure, but I covered them so they would stay warm, and they did just fine. But they sure are chowing down on that milkweed. I might have to go buy a potted plant and put it in there for them to munch on. And all of these, oh my gosh, they're growing so fast. I think they actually like the little plastic covers. I mean, look at that. I think it like makes a little hothouse for them. So definitely fabulous to see. This is all swamp milkweed, Asclepias incarnata, Florida native milkweed. And then here is some pure adorableness. It's tucking its little head so you can't see it. Isn't it cute? They'll munch those stems all the way down, but they still have some leaves back there. And then there's some leaves here where the other one is. Hi, cutie. They're growing fast. These are monarch caterpillars who I do not normally raise, but these two had a story, and you just have to be watching my videos to know why they're here in this enclosure. So you can go back and see and find out why. But normally I don't raise them. And the ones I normally do raise are polydamas and giant swallowtails. I have some adorable giant swallowtails that we're going to go see right now. I had to take them inside too over the past 2 nights when we were down in the 40s. So they spent the night on my nightstand. But then during the day when it warmed up, I brought them back out. And hopefully they'll get to stay out now. Hopefully we won't go that cold. Although they would be fine because it probably isn't getting 40 inside my garden room, and then they're in an enclosure and the plastic part of the enclosure is back where the window is. So they would definitely be warmer in there, but you know, it's very easy for me to move them in. Right now, all their little floral tubes are in this one bowl, so I could carry it in and out and I wouldn't have to carry in each of their kombucha bottles. But I'll move them back to their kombucha bottles, and I'll probably get them some fresh cuttings. So one day, these will be beautiful butterflies, and hopefully you'll get to watch and see me release some of them into my garden. Now, let me take you in and show you what I did to freshen up and create more space for plants and seedlings in my garden room. It's not the cleanest of garden rooms, but I have opened it up all the way down so I could put one more of my little seedling planters in. So now I have a 4th one down there that is empty, and I'm going to get some more seeds started. And then I also added this metal shelf. It goes all the way down, and that's where I have all of my pipe vine and one of my new planters, and then I have just some other things growing in here. And then this is a very messy table that I need to organize, but you can see it from inside my house. So I moved some of my house plants, well, just plants, my ponytail palm and is it the Z plant? I think it's something like that. It was my daughter's. Anyway, they're here. So when you're on the other side, you don't really see as much of the mess. I know it doesn't seem like a lot of difference in there, but it makes a big difference to me having more space to start more seeds and places to put the plants that I order from Joyful Butterfly. And with that, gosh, I think we're done. And it's Friday, and it's pretty late on Friday, and I still have to edit this and get it up for you tonight. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please tap the like button. I know I say that over and over, but if you look at my views, like 600 views and 54 likes, and it's not that people don't like it, it's that you just don't remember to tap it. I know I watch a lot of YouTube, some of my favorite YouTubers, and I'll watch their video and I forget to tap the like button. So that's why I'm always reminding you. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Order some plants from Joyful Butterfly if you want. Check out their site. It's all linked below. And I'll see you in the next one.